that you kind of bear with me as I do this sermon, because this is sort of the story of my life. And it's also about the 23rd Psalm, how my life relates to the 23rd Psalm, or the 23rd Psalm relates to life, or my life as I have seen it. But I'm going to start out a little bit with this. The Bible refers to the Savior as a shepherd, and us as sheep. If you've ever raised sheep, which I have, I've had a pet lamb, which is pretty cool because it's a single lamb, a single individual. They're almost like a dog. They're very devoted to you. She knew what time the school bus left and what time that school bus was home. And she'd start buying. If the bus was late, she'd start crying for the bus, for me. But if you have a flock of them, I ain't too impressed with them. They're not. A lot of people think sheep are stupid. They're not stupid. They are smart. But they are very weak-willed, is the best way to describe them. If they get sick, they just give up and die. If a lamb lays down out in the pasture, and there's a little dip in the pasture, if he happens to roll over on his back and all four legs are sticking up, you better be getting him flipped over within a minute or two, because he will be dead that fast. That's why when they shear sheep, if you've ever watched them, they never lay a sheep on its back when they shear it. They set it up, because if it's on its back, it'll die before they can get it sheared in that little time span. That's why I say if they get sick, which I have seen, you better be getting a vet there quick, because they will die. Same thing when they're giving birth. If they're having trouble, you have to have that vet there, or somebody that knows how to help them right away, or they die. And it's not like an hour or two. I mean, it's within, I'll say 30 minutes usually, they will die. And this sermon, I call it the Lamb and the Savior, because to me, I'm a lamb. I'm still learning in Christ. I'm just a baby in Christ. I don't think we ever become a full-grown sheep, because I think we're still always learning and growing. So like I said, I'm going to try and talk about my life and how the 23rd Psalm relates to it. So if I get a little emotional, I'll apologize. Start with verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I was saved when I was 16. I went to church every Sunday until I graduated, at which time I still went to church on Sundays, but I worked on a dairy farm for 2 years till they went bankrupt. Then I got involved in working down at Plastipack factory work on third shift. That's when I got on the highway to hell, is the best way I know to describe it. It used to be one of my favorite songs because it reminded me of where I was at that time. Because I got to where I would work third shift, and I started being influenced by lots of worldly things and the people I was around. Money used to mean a lot to me because I could buy whatever I wanted, which was a big deal back then. I used the excuse, since I worked 7 days a week, worked until from 11 p.m. to 8 a.m., that I didn't need to go to church. I needed to sleep more, which was a bunch of phooey, because quite frankly, I normally stayed up till 3 o'clock in the afternoon and slept from 3 to 10 p.m. I knew I needed God and needed church, but I just really didn't want it because it interfered with what I wanted to do, because I just wanted to have fun. Because I used to ride a motorcycle, and I'd get off work and I'd drive all day and go wherever, and then come home and sleep and get up and do the same thing the next day. But when I had my liver failure, that's when I realized how much I wanted him and needed my shepherd. I wonder just how many of us come to church on Sunday and forget about being a full-time Christian during the week because it's an inconvenience. I'll get more back to my transplant a little bit later in some other verses. But verse 2, He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Until recently, I thought I had to be busy all the time. I mean, I had to have the TV on, or noise, always be active doing something. I usually volunteer to work most Saturdays, which I don't. I work maybe one Saturday a month now. And that's basically just to keep them happy so they don't draft me into having to work on a Saturday. But then God, about 2 years ago, right in there, God hit me upside the head. The easiest way to say it is He hit me upside the head with a 2-by-4. Because I fell on the ice in winter, stepped out of a semi-truck at work, took 2 steps, fell and fractured my pelvis. When I say fractured, it was pretty severe. They didn't know if I would even be able to walk again. And I can tell you it is the most excruciating pain I have ever had. Kathy can tell you at the hospital they gave me morphine. Every time they moved me, she said you could hear me scream through the whole hospital. I mean, that I have a high tolerance for pain because I have driven with a broken ankle before. Up and down steps and drove to a neighbor's house to get help with a broken ankle. But while he did that, I was forced to lay in bed, flat on my back for 3 months basically. During that time, it taught me to be still and to appreciate things, life, all the things around us. It taught me to listen for God. He's with us every day, all the time, whether we see it or not. We just have to be open to realize He's there. I mean, if you look around, He's here. We got the sunshine. That's Him blessing us. I mean, you see flowers. The other day I seen a perfectly sunshiny day like this, and I saw one of the most biggest, beautiful rainbows I have ever seen because it was raining multiple miles away from me. But it was, to me, that rainbow looked like it was 3 to 4 foot wide at least. I mean, each bow was at least this wide. I mean, it was one of the most beautiful I've ever seen. So I've learned to really enjoy it. And as far as the still pastors and that, if you really want to appreciate God, go outside sometime where there's no lights and look at the stars. It will just boggle your mind at how much beauty there is in the heavens. Or go out into the woods for a pasture, because I used to work on a dairy farm. I used to have to bring cows up for milking, and it will amaze you at how much you hear the birds and nature. You just hear God's love and beauty coming to you in that time frame. You just be still and listen, which is hard for most of us to do because we're so surrounded by worldly things, and we think, oh, you just got to keep go, listen, do this, you got to belong to everybody. Well, we belong to the body of Christ. We don't need to belong to this worldly stuff as long as we have Christ. Verse 3, He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Whenever I get to feeling sorry for myself, He has always sent somebody to uplift my soul. One example is one of the customers, Kathy was with me. I showed her the other driver. He's a shuttle driver spotter truck, which means he moves trailers back and forth at the one customer. He always, one day when I was sharing that I was Christian with him, he is too.